Alright guys, welcome back to my channel, Sadness Flavors. Today we're gonna do pollock, which is, we use it for saltfish. So we're gonna do some saltfish today. We're gonna do some stewed saltfish. I like that. What we're gonna need is some oil. This is some vegetable oil in here. Tomato paste, garlic, tomatoes, onions, scallions slash shallot. Okay, on my stove I have a pot of water that's boiling because I need to boil this out. Guys, when you buy this from the store, this is gonna have a lot of salt. Okay, tremendous amount of salt. Now I washed it, I rinsed it under the faucet. I washed as much salt as I can out of this. You don't have to add vinegar, you don't have to add nothing to this to wash it, okay? Now I have to boil this because within this it has salt inside. It's very, very salty. So what we do is we steam it and we try to get as much salt as possible out of this. All right, yeah guys, we're listening to some music. It's a Sunday night here in New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey. For those who's outside in another country in the US, the state I live in is New Jersey. My daughter's entertaining us tonight while I cook my saltfish, okay? My stewed saltfish. All right guys, I'm gonna show you guys where the water is physically boiling right now. It's like boiling, and that's what we need, okay, to add this saltfish in, okay? So I'll show you right now. Alright guys, this is my water. As you can see, it's on point where I want it to be, okay? It's super, super hot. Now we're gonna add the fish in here to start steaming and to get all that salt out of this, okay? Because we don't want a salty stewed saltfish, even though it's called saltfish, right? We don't want it to be too salty, okay? All right, let's just go. I'm gonna let this come back to a boil and start boiling that, okay, and steaming it. All right, I'll get back to you guys later when this is completely done, okay? All right guys, I'm back. As you can see, it's almost done. I'm gonna strain this and I'll show you guys the next step after this. Okay, I'm gonna show you how you strain it and get the water out. Sometimes you have to do this a second time as you boil this a second time, depending on the amount of fish that you're cooking, and it depends on the amount of salt that's in there, okay? So sometimes you would have to do it a second time, but I don't think I necessarily need to do it. I will not do it a second time because I like that little salt, because I'm not adding, as you can see in my ingredients, I didn't introduce any salt at all because it already has salt in here, okay? Guys, are you enjoying this music? Because I am. My daughter's really entertaining us tonight for dinner. Yeah, she loves it. So this is what we're doing today, okay? So after this is done, I'm going to strain it, show you guys how I strain it, okay? I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm going to strain this, okay? I took it off the stove. Now I'm going to strain it. Get all the water out, salt water. So since I got all the salt water out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse it out with cold water, okay? You want to rinse this as much as you can because you're trying to get the maximum salt out of this, okay? You're doing your best to get all of it out, man. It's very salty, okay? You don't want to overpower your dish with salt. Alright guys, after we did this, now it's time for the frying process. But first, I like to fry it and add it whole in the pan and then break it up. But a lot of people break it up with a fork in a plate, you know. I don't do that. I like to do it on the stove and with all the ingredients that I fried up, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to break it up now. So I'll show you guys how I fry this up. Like I said, I hope you guys are enjoying the music. My daughter is awesome. This is what we do. This is how we cook. This is how we love to cook. This is how I love to cook. She likes to entertain. and I like to cook. Match made in heaven. Alright guys, I have my pan here. I add a couple tablespoons of vegetable oil, whatever oil of your choice. Now I'm gonna add my onions in here. Yeah, that's what you want to hear. Woo. That's cooking. That's how you know you're cooking. When you start making that noise, okay? I lower my heat down to number 8. As you guys know, I have an electric stove. I had it on high because I had washed this pan and I wanted all the water to burn out. So, then I add my oil, okay? So this is frying up. Now I'm going to add my scallions slash shallot in here. Keep tossing this a few times because you don't want it to burn, you don't want it to catch, even though I lower my heat. It does take a few minutes or 30 seconds to a minute to get to the temperature that I wanted. So in the meantime, as I'm adding, I have to constantly turning so it doesn't burn, okay? It's not really like a gas stove. It's completely different. All right. Now, we got that in there. Okay, we're going to add the tomato. The fresh tomato in here as well. Give that a turn. Guys, you have to prepare everything because this goes very quickly. It doesn't really take that long because we already steamed that. We took everything out of it, all the salt, everything. So this goes fairly quickly. Now we're going to add the garlic in here. Let that go. You have to smell this. It smells so good. When that tomato hits that, oh my God, and it really start releasing, and the garlic start releasing its aroma with the onion and the shallot, scallions. Oh my God, this is so good. It smells so good. Now we're gonna add our tomato paste because we want that tomato paste to cook, okay? I want this tomato paste to cook. We have to cook out the rawness out of the tomato paste and marries with all the other ingredients. So that's what I'm doing here, okay? So I want to cook this out completely. Guys, in the back of the spoon, as you can see, this is all part of cooking, man. This is how I cook at home. This is what happens. This is the ins and outs of it. This is not, you know, sugar-coated. I don't like to sugar-coat stuff. This is how I cook. This is how I cook my stuff. This is what I see in my pan. And I want you guys to make sure that if you're trying this recipe, you guys are going to see what's in this pan. It's exactly the same thing. That's how you know you're doing something right, you know? If it looks the same way, you're doing something right. You're not doing anything wrong at all. My daughter is really entertaining us here tonight. She's in the mood. Alright, we're going to let this sit for a little bit. As you know, I like to bang. I'm very good at banging and making noise when I'm cooking. Awesome, awesome sound. Alright guys, we're going to let this go for a few minutes. And let that tomato paste, like I said, I really want to cook that tomato, the rawness of the tomato paste out. And I want it to release everything into the mixture here. As you can see, the mixture is starting to separate from the oil. Okay, it's going to start to separate from the oil, and it's going to keep separating from the oil. Okay, and that's perfectly fine, perfectly fine. You just got to keep an eye on it and keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. Okay, keep turning. I'm going to use a spoon and try to get as much off all this stuff, all this goodness out of the back of my spoon, so that also could cook out and it won't have like a raw tomatoey paste, you know, taste to your meal. Gonna keep turning. Keep going. Keep turning this. Keep turning it, guys. This stuff, patience, patience. You always have to have patience. You don't walk away from your stove. That's one thing I learned. No matter what you do, you don't walk away from your stove. If you're going to cook and you're going to be in the kitchen, keep an eye on your food. You don't want it to burn. You always pay attention to whatever it is that you're cooking, okay? Alright guys, I'm going to get my saltfish. I'm going to add it in here. Now I'm going to take my spoon. Now I'm going to break it up, okay? Now I will start to break this up here. And toss it around. And let it marry with the seasoning. Okay, I'm going to try to break this up as much as I can. Doesn't this look good? This looks really good. Alright, I'm going to add some black pepper in here. I wish I could put some other pepper in here, like habaneros and stuff like that, but, you know, those really spicy peppers, but I can't. You know, I'm cooking for a 7-year-old, and, you know, she's not going to, it won't be good for her. She can't tolerate that amount of spice, so I like my freshly ground black pepper. That still gives it a little bit of kick. And she can tolerate it, you know. She's able to tolerate it. We're going to keep breaking this up. Because we want to, like I said, I mean, you can break this up if you like. There's nothing wrong with breaking it up ahead of time in a plate or in a bowl with a fork. You're shredding it, you know, into really small pieces. But I just like the little itty bitty chunks, man. I just like that, you know, the little chunky ones. Constantly turn this for a little bit. Now, when you got it to your likeness, like I do here, I'm going to let this fry, okay? And I'm going to let it fry for a minute or two, and then I'm going to toss it again and let it fry for another minute or two, okay? So I'll be back and show you guys after I toss all of this, what it looks like, okay? Alright guys, I let it go for 2 minutes or so. Now I'm going to turn it and show you guys. Guys, I love this. You see these little burnt fritzes? I don't know if you can, but I'm going to take it out. Hopefully I can show you guys as much as I can here. You see these little burned bits and pieces there? That's a little dark or so. Guys, that's good stuff. That's good flavor. I love it when my saltfish is a little crispy. Okay? I like it that way. It just gives it, means the flavor is just all in there. And you're getting the maximum flavor out of the saltfish. I love the little itty bitty brown bits, man. I do. I absolutely do. I'm going to let this go for another 2 minutes as I turn it so that all over have a little bit of, you know, that burn. Not burnt, I should say, but the brown bits is, you know, because if you turn it, you'll smell it. You'll be like, wow. Alright, so let this go for another 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, and I'll show you guys what it looks like, okay? As I turn it again. Alright guys, we're back again. We're going to keep turning this. Ooh, I smell that. You smell it. You automatically smell it. Oh my god, you automatically smell it. Guys, like I said, I'm not adding salt to this, but if you do boil this and you get the maximum salt out of it, and you taste your dish and you feel like it needs a little bit more salt, guys, don't put too much. Like I said, you can always add, but you cannot take out. So do a little bit at a time, and then you turn it and let it cook. Let that salt melt throughout the dish, and then taste it again and see, you know, if that's what the amount of salt that you need. If you need more salt, add it. You know, please do. All right, guys, this is all done. I'm going to plate this up and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, guys, I plate this up. I'm going to garnish it with some scallions. You guys know I like my green. My lovely green. Pop of color, pop of taste, a little extra flavor. So guys, this is my stewed saltfish. You can have this with bake. You can have this with roti. You can have this with dal and rice. You can have it with just rice. You can have it with whatever it is that you prefer to eat this with, okay? I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. This is Sadness Flavors. Please do subscribe, like, share, comment. If you haven't subscribed, please do hit the notification bell and select all so you can see all my uploaded videos. I hope you guys like this. Please do. Shout out to my little entertainer for tonight with the music, my daughter, Isabella. She did an awesome job. So we're going to have this for dinner tonight, all right, guys? So I hope you enjoy this, and I will definitely see you in the next video, all right? Take care.